Donald Trump has given him many nicknames, such as Stuttering Joe Biden, Dementia Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe Biden, Forgetful Joe Biden, and so on. However, his life can be considered legendary, making him a representative of inspirational figures. He became the youngest senator before the age of 30. After more than 40 years of political career, he became the president at the age of 78, boasting an impressive political record spanning almost half a century. He was regarded by Trump as his strongest competitor. He is none other than the current president of the United States, Joe Biden. Biden was born in 1942 in a middle-class family in Pennsylvania. Before Biden's birth, his father's business failure led to bankruptcy and the loss of their family fortune. After Biden's birth, the family had to temporarily live with their grandparents in New Castle County. Biden had a mischievous personality and suffered from stuttering. Sometimes, he couldn't even say his own name clearly and would stutter for a long time. During his school years, his classmates gave him a nickname, Bye-Bye. When he recited texts in class, his stuttering and unclear speech would make his classmates laugh uproariously. Constantly being excluded by his classmates made Biden, who was already ambitious and living in poverty, even more sensitive. Therefore, he started to resist speaking in front of others. Fortunately, with the comfort and encouragement from his mother, Biden overcame his stuttering by standing in front of a mirror and repeatedly reciting poems to correct his speech impediment. Eventually, he gradually overcame his fear of public speaking. These experiences also contributed to his character becoming even more resilient. In 1955, at the age of 13, Biden's family moved to Delaware after his father found a stable job selling used cars. The improvement in their previously impoverished family life was due to this change. Biden was the eldest son in the family, and they also had two younger siblings. In order to support their daily expenses, Biden worked part-time while attending junior high school to subsidize his tuition. He had early exposure to society. After graduating from high school, the once timid Biden became a skilled public speaker in high school, speaking fluently and confidently. He became an initiator and organizer of numerous activities in school. In 1961, during the college entrance examination, Biden was admitted to the University of Delaware. During his time at the university, Biden excelled academically and ranked among the top. As a result, he also gained the favor of many female students. In his junior year, Biden met his first life partner, Nelia Hunter. They quickly fell in love and soon got married, eventually having 3 children. While studying at the University of Delaware, Biden pursued a dual degree in history and political science. After graduating from college, in 1968, he continued his studies at the Syracuse University College of Law in New York. However, as a law school graduate, Biden's academic performance was mediocre. During this period, he was even accused of plagiarizing a legal paper. He resolved this trouble only after retaking the course. In 1969, upon graduating from graduate school, Biden began working at a law firm in Delaware, embarking on his political career. For Biden, becoming the president was his dream, deeply buried in his heart. After working for a year, he ran for local government office as a Democrat, despite having no campaign resources or connections. Biden and his family worked together, traveling to every corner of Delaware, engaging in face-to-face communication with local voters, and striving to gain their support. After tireless efforts, in 1972, Biden finally succeeded in being elected as a United States Senator. At the age of only 29, he became one of the youngest senators in American history, marking the beginning of a political career that would span half a century. However, little did he know that before his official inauguration, a great shadow had already cast over him. On the eve of Christmas in 1973, his wife took their 3 children out to buy decorations for the Christmas tree. Tragically, they were involved in a car accident, resulting in the death of his beloved wife and 1-year-old daughter, as well as serious injuries to their 2 other children. This devastating blow nearly crushed Biden, but the thought of his 2 sons needing his care compelled him to gather his inner strength. He solemnly took the oath of office at his son's bedside. From that moment on, Biden cherished his family even more. Despite having to spend several extra hours each day commuting between Washington and Delaware, he made sure to spend quality time with his children. 4 years later, Biden met his second wife, Jill, and they formed a new family. During his time in the Senate, the young and energetic Biden not only accumulated a wealth of experience but also laid a solid foundation for his future presidential campaign. However, the path forward was always challenging and full of twists and turns. In June 1987, after serving as a senator for 15 years, Biden announced his candidacy for the Democratic Party's presidential nominee. If elected, he would become the youngest president in U.S. history since Kennedy. At the beginning of Biden's campaign, his youthful image and outstanding speeches had gained him high levels of support. However, 3 months later, an article exposing Biden's plagiarism turned him into a target of criticism. Media and the public discovered that Biden's impassioned speeches were filled with passages plagiarized from multiple presidents and a British politician. Moreover, his past incident of paper plagiarism in college resurfaced. These plagiarism controversies severely damaged Biden's credibility among the American people, and he was forced to withdraw from the 1988 presidential race. Adding to his troubles, he was later diagnosed with a brain tumor, with less than a 50% chance of successful surgery. After more than 6 months of absence from the Senate due to medical treatment, doubts arose about his future in politics. However, Biden, with his tenacity, persevered and actively underwent follow-up examinations and treatments to eliminate the postoperative effects. After a long period of retreat and lying low for 20 years, Biden, determined and ready to make a comeback, announced his preparation for the second presidential bid in 2007. Unfortunately, he encountered Barack Obama, and in the end, Biden lost the election due to lower recognition compared to Obama. However, the successful President Obama quickly put aside their past differences in the party competition and appointed Biden as his vice president. Biden, not disappointing people's expectations, stood shoulder to shoulder with Obama during his 8 years as president, and together, they achieved significant accomplishments that satisfied the nation. As Obama's presidency approached its end in 2015, an optimistic Biden once again stepped forward, preparing for his third run for the presidency. Unfortunately, he faced an unexpected setback when his eldest son was diagnosed with a brain tumor 2 years ago. On October 21, 2015, despite treatment efforts, his son passed away at the young age of 46. This was another heavy blow for Biden, who had always placed great importance on his family. Having experienced his own battle with a brain tumor years earlier, Biden knew how difficult it was to overcome the disease, especially considering the substantial costs involved. Even after serving as vice president for several years, he lacked the additional income to afford the enormous medical expenses. The fact that Biden, who had been vice president for 8 years, could not pay for his son's medical bills was truly heartbreaking. However, Obama expressed his willingness to lend money to Biden for his son's treatment. Unfortunately, the treatments proved ineffective, and his son passed away. This sudden tragedy ultimately prevented the sorrowful Biden from claiming the presidency in 2016. At the age of 78, he was already considered old. Since childhood, Biden had harbored dreams of becoming president and had spent nearly half a century in the American political arena, serving as a senator for 36 years and as vice president for 8 years, all while enduring 2 major family crises. Fate had tested Biden's resilience numerous times, and he still felt a sense of regret. However, he believed there would be another chance. In 2020, he would give it his all and seize the opportunity. True to his belief, and with the support of former President Obama, on June 5, 2020, Biden secured the Democratic Party's nomination for the presidential candidate. On January 7, 2021, with 306 electoral votes, surpassing Republican Trump's 232 votes, he successfully won the final presidential election. Throughout Biden's political career, from being the youngest senator at the age of 30 to becoming the oldest president at the age of 78, he finally realized his childhood dream in his twilight years. He had experienced the loss of his wife in his early years, battled illness in his middle age, and suffered the death of his son in his later years. His journey had been marked by both glory and hardships, with moments of great anticipation and moments of widespread criticism. Biden managed to turn his life around, relying on nothing but perseverance. Indeed, our own lives should be approached in the same way.